Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa Ellen Arianis, T.E.A., and this is Tea Time Adventures on YouTube. It also is the second meeting of the Mischievous Mavens, and that was the brainchild of Sharmaine from Sharmaine Staycation, and also besides myself, there is Taylor from Taylor Marie's Journey, and we are the Mischievous Mavens. Now, this time, we've decided to have a theme of 23 in 2003. And that is going to be 7 categories with 3 items per category and a final category that's only going to have 2 items. So 23 items in the year 2023. Things that we like, things that spark our imagination, things that are good for us. It's all across the board, bringing it to you, and we are the Mischievous Mavens, and I am so delighted to be part of this group. Sharmaine and Taylor and myself have a 3-way conversation that's been going on for a while over on Instagram, and we talk about everything. We talk about our daily lives, we talk about our joys and our sorrows, we talk about things that really tick us off, because we all have dark little hearts amongst the sunshine. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this before I ramble too far. So the first category is self-care. And I do love my sheet masks. And my top 3 manufacturers are going to be, and not in a specific order, the Creme Shop, Tony Moly, and Appeal. I love their masks. There probably isn't a mask that I don't like, though I must mention that the Facery Moon Velvet mask is absolutely divine. Facery itself is not one of my most favorite mask companies. They do have a lot of good ones, but they're not as much variety in them as, say, some of the other manufacturers. But when I say I have about 400 sheet masks, I kid you not. This is an overflow box. I have 2 12-quart containers that are equally as full, and another Amazon box in the front room that has at least 50 more. So anything from absolutely adorable foot masks to, let's see, what do we have here? Hand masks and the regular everyday sheet mask. So I have all brands here. There are a lot of them that came off of Amazon, but I probably have at least 400 sheet masks and I really need to start using them more. This is just an overflow box. I kid you not. Just an overflow box. Now the second self-care item is naps. I love naps. I'm all about naps. You don't have to be a 5-year-old on a little piece of carpet in kindergarten taking a nap to enjoy naps. Actually, I'm going to have some PR that is coming up about a product that I need to test that is all about the naps. So that is my second self-care category item. And the next one, not all self-care is physically oriented. A lot of self-care is on a very different level, and for me that includes music. I am obsessed with Ed Sheeran's latest album, which is called Boat, and it is dark but hopeful, and his songs are about contemplating suicide, the death of his best friend, and the fact that his wife was diagnosed with cancer while pregnant with their second child, and having to figure out how to continue on without having to do like radiation treatment or chemotherapy while she's pregnant. And so there are some very dark themes here, but he has an angelic voice, absolutely beautiful voice. He can hit highs, he can hit lows. He's just a very likable guy. I follow him on Instagram, I follow him on YouTube. And he has a Sunday shorts that he puts out every week about songs on the album. I think my favorite 3 songs on the album is called Saltwater, and it is about contemplating suicide. End of Youth, where when pain starts taking over. I think that's one of the lines in there. Is the end of youth when pain starts taking over. That just kind of struck me. It did. And then the other one is borderline, where your life just seems like it's chaos and you're just on the edge, you're on the borderline. So a lot of them, again, technically are dark themes, but I think there is hope there. He's come out the other side. He's going strong. So to me, it's also about hope, and I like that. So Ed Sheeran's Boat album. The next category is skincare. Now, I've already shown you the sheet masks, and I'm definitely sheet mask aficionado. But I have some items here that are part of my daily routine. I'm sorry if I grab them off to the side here. And these are specific brands. So, Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. Sorry for the bubbles, I just shook it up. There we go. I like this brand. I've tried the one with the blue lid. I've tried this one with the pink lid. And this one has a more soothing scent than I think they're all in ones. So they're makeup removers, they're wipes, they're cleansing, they soothe. And I think there's another one with a yellow lid, and I'm not sure if that's just a more lemony scent versus maybe a rose scent or something. It doesn't really have a scent per se. But as far as all of the micellar waters that I've tried, I like this one the best. And there is generally a little separation between whatever it is. And I like that. It's not an oil. But it just works really well, very thoroughly. I am not a splish splash wash your face type of girl with a cleanser. I use cotton pads and micellar water after I've used a makeup wipe to remove most of the makeup. This is the next step. Then the next thing is a toner. And I specifically recommend the Benton Deep Green Tea Toner. And it's very soothing. I think it helps with a lot of the harshness. It helps replenish the moisture. It's a clear, fresh scent. I've had some toners that just like, what the heck is that smell? But I actually started off with a teeny tiny little sample on Ipsy. And then I started reading up about the benefits of green tea, not just as a potable, drinkable item, but as part of skincare. And it is very good for your skin. And I find that I like this as one of my most favorite toners that I've had so far. Eye creams are the next level of skincare. I am obsessed with the Biro brand, which is way out of my price level. But we've got Tea Time. And it is a rose eye cream, Tea Time, and this was gifted to me by Sandy from Books and Beauty for the Ages, and I absolutely love it. I've had, I think, two, let's see, there we are. See, it's like a light pinkish flesh toned gel, and I just put it under my eyes once at night, once in the morning. I also have the Biro Truffle Eye Cream. I've got a large tube like that, which I believe was gifted to me by Kimmy from Kim's Happy Place, and that stays at work. And I use that throughout the day as well. I just love the scents, the texture, and the performance specifically of the Biro brand. It's out of my price range, so I will be testing other little samples from other companies. I think there's one called Dauphin, which is absolutely miraculous, but is even more expensive than those. So there is that. So those are my 3 skincare items. The next is hair care. One of my favorite things to use is dry shampoo. As I've gotten older and hormones have shifted, I found that my hair was falling out. And the more that I washed it, the more that it fell out in kitten loads. So I try not to wash my hair every day, every other day. I let it go for days. And this helps zhuzh things up a bit and help absorb some of the natural oils that come out of my hair. And this is the Batiste Blush Flirty Floral brand. I've tried other original scents, I think, of the Batiste. I also love OGX, but the one that I like has biotin and keratin. It's way overpriced. It's hard to find. I'm not sure if it's technically discontinued, but I've had the one previous to this one, which I'm just opening, was this same scent. I have another can at work for just in case, and another can on the shelf in storage. So right now, Batiste Dry Shampoo in Blush Fruity Floral. It's mildly scented rosish, but not specifically rose. So there is that. I do recommend dry shampoo and the Batiste brand. Now the next item is something brand new to me. Now I've tried little samples of the Marc Anthony brand of hair care before. Repairing, curl enhancing. I got this as PR. I have not done a video on it because it was asked to be an Amazon review. Free for review, or technically, you put it in your cart, you show them how much it is, they drop money into your PayPal account, you drop it into your bank account, pay for it, show them that your order number, and then within 10 days you make a review. And an honest review. They're not asking you specifically to do a 5-star review. So I decided, well, this is like $10 and my hair needs some repair. And it looks creamy, but it has a far more gel-like consistency, so I have to be very careful. And it has a light rosemary scent, but it's not overpowering. It's just in there. There's a few other things in here as well, including vitamin E and vitamin B5. I've used it and the results were instantaneous. Right now, my hair is fluffy and full. It is baby soft. It is very silky. It is smooth. It is shiny. It smells nice. So I'm going to recommend that. That is the Marc Anthony Repair Bond Resuplex Concentrated Hydrating Mask for all hair types. Reinforces hair from the inside out, deeply repairs, smooths, and softens. It did. It brought back shine to my dull hair. It brought back a level of softness I haven't felt for quite some time. And it's given me a little bit of fluffy volume, but yet not particularly flyaway. So I do definitely recommend that. Now, the third item for hair care is actually a detangler brush. Ooh, matchy. A detangler brush. Why? Because I don't have thick hair, but it tends to tangle. And this I believe I got on Wanderlust Beauty because it is I believe, Cala brand. And they tend to have the Cala makeup wipes, etc. So I'm pretty sure I got this off Wanderlust Beauty. And just the offset of the tines of the comb help detangle very gently without ripping my hair out. So I do recommend detangling combs. At least that one. I'm sure you can find them all over the place, whether it's Amazon, subscription boxes, Temu. They're everywhere. So a detangler brush helps save my hair from being ripped out because of the tangles. So the next category is going to be books, which is a little bit harder. Taylor Marie and Sharmaine are both in a book club together. And so they pick up a lot of physical books. I do not. All of my books are ebooks, so it's really hard to show you what I mean. So I'm going to recommend more the authors and their series, and I can probably put their websites down below. But one of my favorite authors for ebooks, and the genre of the first two authors are sci-fi romance, oftentimes with plus size, but not always with plus size female protagonists. And usually the male protagonist is an alien. Because, human men used to that. And yes, in each there is always going to be a happily ever after. There is never ever going to be cheating. And they are always going to have a little bit of an R rating. There's at least going to be at least one good scene in each book. So if you're not into that type of not PG rated book, then skip this. So one of the top authors is Ruby Dixon. That's a nom de plume. She's an actual journalist as well, but that is her author's name, Ruby Dixon. And she has the Ice Planet Barbarians, which I think has over 40 books in that series. The offshoot series is Ice Home. There's at least 15 in that series. There is another offshoot series called The Corsairs, which is about space pirates. And all of those aliens are the same type of alien. Big, blue, 7-foot tall aliens with horns and a tail. And then she also has one called the Rizdiverse, which is other characters that have been rescued and plopped on a planet and then find other mates from other races. So they're all about that same type of theme. Then the next author is Michelle Mills, again along the same lines of often plus-size female protagonists finding an alien mate of one type or another. She has the Stolen by an Alien series, and again, there isn't going to be anything truly heinous in these things. There may be some items that trigger some people, but they usually put a disclaimer in front of every book just in case. She also has, it's called My Human ... So my human neighbor, my human nanny, my human, socialite. So it's always along that line of a meet cute, how they meet. There's always some sort of misunderstanding, and in the end, they all end up together happy. And then another series of hers is called My Alien X ... So it could be my alien angel, my alien bully, my alien priest, whatever it is. They're all different. Males tend to be of the other races. The females all tend to be human. So there's that. Yep, that's my guilty pleasure. And the last one I actually do have the books for. Some of you may know I don't follow a typical religion per se. I find myself more in the Wiccan pagan category, the non-traditional. And even then I kind of make it up as I go along. Sorry, need a little sip of water here. Sorry. I gotta get water. And one of my favorite authors is Scott Cunningham. He has since passed away decades ago, but he is one of the leading authors for the Wiccan and pagan spirituality or religious category. And it's about Wicca, a guide for the solitary practitioner, which I am. The other book is Wicca, Living Wicca, a further guide to solitary practitioner. And then the last book is Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Crystal Gem and Metal Magic. And as a off-and-on practitioner, let's say, I do tend towards crystals and candles. To me, all of the major religions, including paganism, have a tendency towards candles. Most religions have some sort of candle use in it to focus prayers, positive thoughts, spells, whatever you want to call it. They also tend to use either crystals or metals. If you think of Catholicism, you think of the crucifix. And if you think of other religions, you think of a mandala, which is made out of usually either wooden beads or gems, etc. So everybody has their little bit of gem or metal. So this is my thing. No disrespect to anybody that has any other religious or tends toward any other faith. This is me making it up as I go along to find spirituality in a universe that doesn't always make sense. So there is that. And so if you're interested in that type of thing, Scott Cunningham, he has a series of probably 6 to 10 books on various subjects within the Wiccan and pagan category of spirituality and religion. That's category 4. TV shows is category 5. I don't have cable, so a lot of the stuff is on a paid channel. First thing, obviously, as a Star Wars girl, is The Mandalorian. It has got 2 seasons, and rumor has it that it will finish up with a movie. I don't know if it's going to be a movie on the Disney Plus channel or a movie in the theaters. There are episodes that involve The Mandalorian that are also part of the Book of Boba Fett series, also on Disney Plus. Now, this star is the main star of The Mandalorian is Pedro Pascal. He was actually in Game of Thrones, and I think he's hunky. Anyway, he's good looking. So he's been in a lot of the genre sci-fi series and all different types of characters. He played a prince from the desert area on Game of Thrones. Here he's playing the Mandalorian, again, in a deserty type planet. So there's that. Which kind of leads me into the next series that I obsessed about. It was called The Last of Us. And again, it stars Pedro Pascal. And this is on HBO. It also has Bella Ramsey, which is a young lady. And she also was in Game of Thrones. So there's that connection there. They probably never ever worked together, but it's just odd that both of them are there. And this is 9 episodes in it, and I've heard that there is going to be a season 2. This is based on a video game. So that in itself is interesting. I'd never heard of the video game, never seen it, never played with it. But I found the... Hi, kitty. Meow, 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 meow. The show absolutely riveting. I binged it probably over a weekend. It's about life 20 years into a pandemic. And it is a fungal infection that the spores, once infiltrated into the body, basically turn the victims into zombie-like, absolutely crazed zombie-like creatures. And it can happen within minutes. Just inhaling mouth to mouth from one person to the other, being bitten from one person to another, infects the person. And the character that Bella Ramsey plays is immune. She is the one person that is immune. And it's Pedro Pascal's character that is basically running her from one area of the country as part of cargo. And, hi, sweetheart, fluffy tail, to another part of the country where there is seemingly a lab that can help maybe take her blood and hopefully find a cure to save the world. So there's that. And then the last one, also on HBO, was House of the Dragon. Now this is hi, sweetheart, an offshoot of the Game of Thrones series, going back to connecting with Pedro Pascal, Game of Thrones series, and it's got Emma D'Arcy. There's a little apostrophe there, D''ARCY, D'Arcy, and Matt Smith, who's from Doctor Who. So this is a prequel series to Game of Thrones. It happens 200 years before the events in Game of Thrones, and it is about the basic civil war between the House of Targaryen. And again, it's only probably had, I think, 9 episodes, but I think they've been greenlit for a second season. So that has, those are the ones that I've been binging and sometimes rewatching again, just because I am a science fiction fan. So there's that. The second item is actually, or the next category number 6, is clothing. Now this one's, hi sweetheart, you're in the way. The next item is a little bit hard to show. Dara. I tend to have a long overlean profile when it comes to clothes. That means I'm wearing a blouse for work that is long enough to cover my tummy in the front and my ass in the back. In one company that I've picked up quite a few blouses in the last year or so is called The Avenue. This is a plus-size ladies' clothing store, and there are 2 particular patterns which she's sitting on the blouse right now. Of course she is. I've picked the Parker and the Harper patterns. Now this isn't the clothing pattern, this is the style of blouse. You've seen me wear this before. So I don't know which one's the Harper and which one's the Parker, but this one has a very lacy little bell-like ruffle, and the bottom also has a ruffle. And I like that. It covers my bum. The other one is, can you get off that? I need you to get off that. Thank you. Again, I don't know which one is which, but again, as a long overlean, I usually, isn't she my pretty girl? She's my pretty girl. Yes, she is. Is the Harper. Now it has a double keyhole here. Again, we're talking little frilly sleeves. This one has a regular bottom, but again, the patterns of the material aren't it. patterns of the shirts are. This one has a drop down that's a little bit farther. The other one has a little more of an empire waist that comes to a point. And I just feel for my body shape, body size, body weight, that these are flattering to my body type. At least I think it is. And again, I usually wear them with leggings underneath. So that's it as far as clothing goes. The next item is scrunchies, because they're kind of a clothing item. She's marking the box of masks as hers and purring. I love scrunchies. I probably have well over 100 scrunchies, and I think I've probably caught a lot of them off of Temu, a lot of them in the grocery store, some of them on Amazon. The two latest ones I got out of a Busy Beauty box, and they are handmade. Oh my goodness, handmade. And I just love them. I just love them. They're so soft. They are stretch really well. They're large size, which I love. And they're just, I love that. But I've had some before from the typical scrunchie company. Scrunchies. You're just your regular jersey material. You've got more of a velvet material. I can't remember where I got any of these, but I got a lot of velvet ones. I think this is the one and only time I went to Ulta. This is a super massive scrunchie. Massive. Massive scrunchie. And then little things I picked up at the Dollar Tree, which are probably like a polyester blend poplin material. So I pick them up from everywhere. It's a thing. It's a guilty pleasure amongst many other things. And the last guilty pleasure are headbands. I am wearing one now in honor of Pride because I am an ally and advocate that everybody should be able to love who they love, be able to buy whatever clothing that they want from whatever retailer, and it's not going to destroy your children. But I like headbands. I've got my one from Disneyland that I got for a birthday one year. I got this one off of Temu. It's got a little operator, battery operated in the back. I've got my, I think this one came off of Temu as well. Another kitty ears. We've got bunnies, which I think was Amazon. Another Temu one for black ears. Just little simple ones from Temu as well. I love my headbands. I really do. Just simple ones. These are 3 different headbands I haven't worn too much. A little Lolita style kitty hat, etc., etc., etc. So I do love my headbands. I will buy new ones. I think I have like 4 for Christmas time that are a little more substantial with little characters like an elf, etc. And I love wearing those to work at Christmas time or Halloween or whichever holiday that you want to celebrate, the patriotic holidays. I'll wear it for, the day before the holiday, before we go on vacation or a day off or whatever. So I do love my headbands. And that's just one of the things that makes me happy. They're happy things, and I like being happy. The next is household items. Generally candles. I can see, if you can see right here, that is a candle. I have at least 2 more in the front room, 1 in the kitchen. All different types of candles. I love fruity scents. I love like rose. I love more Christmas scents like pine and sugar cookie, things like that. Have to be careful with chocolate and caramel scents because sometimes they just smell weird. But this one back here is actually a Yankee candle. It's a 3-wick Yankee candle, and it probably costs at least $25. But it lasts a long time, and it's a tangerine scent. The 2 I have in the front room, one actually came from Michael's Craft Stores, and it is a sugared cranberry. And another smaller one I have in the front room right now is just a Glade candle that you can get at the grocery store for like $2. It also, I think, is a cranberry scented one. So I had cranberries in the front room today, and then earlier today I had the tangerine going off behind me. So I do love that. To me, candles aren't just about an ambiance. It isn't just about the scent. It's about candle magic and putting out wishes and positive vibes and just self-care in the scent and the feeling of it all. So it's kind of all wrapped up. Household, self-care, paganism, Wiccanism, what do you want to call it, all wraps up together. The next household item that I have is this mug. This is one of my favorite mugs, and it says, I am also a we. And this is based on the Netflix series Sense8, S-E-N-S-E 8, Sense8. and those that follow it are sensate. And this is a science fiction based movie, one of the most expensive ones on Netflix, and it was by the Wachowskis. They were the Wachowski brothers at one point in time, and now they are transgender, the Wachowski sisters. And this is the brainchild of Lana and Lily, and it is all about 8 individuals across the world who are born at the exact same time and take their first breath together. And at some point in time, a connection is activated between them, and they all come together. And it is their adventures of fighting the bad guys. And I find it a very positive note because it is very LGBTQIA plus positive, and I am an ally, and I have been part of, I believe, a group on WhatsApp since I want to say 2014, and I have watched the young people from this group who are from all across the world, from Turkey, Colombia, Brazil, the United States, Germany, France, India, you name it, many of whom are in the LGBTQIA plus community and have to stay hidden. They have to stay they have to stay hidden just because of what their parents believe, their society that they're in. So I am also a we, means I'm part of a greater collective. So again, very prideful. I'm also a we. The last household item is something I don't know what other category to put this in, but it is Bounce 3-in-1 everyday clothing spray. It releases wrinkles, eliminates odors, and freshens, and it removes static. So it's an all-in-one. I love this stuff because I don't do much every day. I can wear a blouse once. It doesn't have to be washed because I'm just sitting in it all day long doing absolutely nothing, not sweating, not anything. So I can freshen it up a little bit and get one more use out of it before it has to be washed. And maybe that sounds icky to some people, but there's other people that are like, yeah, I get it. So Bounce Rapid Touch-Up 3-in-1 Everyday Clothing Spray releases wrinkles, eliminates odors, and freshens and removes static. Outdoor fresh scent, which I do. I like it. I think it's important. Even if your clothes are clean and you're traveling and you've got them folded and the creases are there, this will help release it. Just spray, kind of shake it out a little bit, let it hang up, and the wrinkles just pop right out of it. So that's the household item. That's category number 7. The last category is subscription boxes. And we're only supposed to have 2 rather than 3 in this category to be 23 in 2023. And it's a good thing because I really only have 2 subscription boxes. I have Ipsy, which is my favorite. It always has been my favorite. I may have a love-hate relationship with individual samples, but overall, I do love this, and I haven't stopped getting it yet in more than 3 years. The other one is Walmart Beauty Box, which I tend to have more issues with, but for $7, $8 a quarter, I'm still not getting rid of it. I don't have a Walmart near me, so I know that there are things that I can ever get there, but I just like it. I just like it. And that's it, because I think the only other subscription box I have is a quarterly subscription box called Novica the Undiscovered, and I skip half of those, so that is it. That is it. This is a long one. I apologize. It's at 33 minutes and counting. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the Mischievous Mavens, Sharmaine of Sharmaine's Staycation, Taylor Marie of Taylor Marie's Journey, and myself, Tea Time Adventures. So thank you so much for visiting with us today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please take good care of yourselves. Please take good care of each other, and I'll see you around the net. Bye.